Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So what are your impressions of Valhalla, just for folks that have not seen it on TV or didn't watch the Ryder Cups or past majors? You know, they see a PGA maybe at a Southern Hills or a Bet Page or, whatever it may be. And they're like, Valhalla and Louisville, Kentucky. But like, look at the tournaments produced and it's insane. Yeah. It really has. And obviously, of course, I'm a bias toward it.
Only on SportsGrid.
Draisaitl could easily, at plus money, get the first goal, the second goal, the fourth goal. There's a few guys here. Maybe the prop betting market is not a bad way to look here.
Clippers over the Mavericks. If I would have told you that score before the game, knowing that Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing, I would have really figured it would have been the other way around. But the NBA is just crazy.
InGame Live, all access. Only on SportsGrid.
DraftKings making a progressive move, I think, that most other companies are also going to do or have done in the past. Adding someone from the government or someone you would say in legislation to become their responsible gaming leader here. And in this case, her name is Lori Kalani.
And it'll be interesting to see if other companies try to follow suit in terms of hiring former lobbyists to head responsible gaming.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome in, everybody. It is a Friday night, and this is InGame Live Prime Time. When the games are live, so are we. I'm your host, spitting statistician Dane Martinez, and it feels like a family reunion tonight. It's a Friday. It's payday. People are getting extra cash, and we're going to talk about how to spend it for the next 2 hours with my guy, the consigliere, Dave Sharapan. I kind of need a consigliere these days. I'm roaming the streets over here in Jersey. I could use a consigliere like you. What's going on, Dave? Long time no talk.
It's absolutely great to see you. This is like, a little family reunion. It's awesome. Yeah. I was going to come in the Rays stuff just to kind of give you the business. I don't have any Pacers stuff, but it's been a hell of a week for you New York guys. I mean, this is crazy what's going on. I'm just happy to be along for the ride. I went low-key late game, Cincinnati Reds on an 8-game losing streak. We'll discuss that later, but there's a lot of business to discuss today. And
there absolutely is. I am not mad at the Reds because I have a lot of Mr. Ellie De La Cruz on my fantasy teams, and this dude is just hitting home runs, stealing bases left and right. It's absolutely phenomenal. But you are correct, Dave. We have more important fish to fry, at least in the New York area. And I got to tell you something. Like, I think it's been 4 days in a row earlier this week. It was like Sunday, Rangers comeback victory at the world's most famous arena. Monday, Knicks comeback victory at the Mecca. Tuesday, Rangers comeback victory at MSG. And then the Knicks do the same old thing. These guys are not losing playoff games. However, they are in the field house in Indiana tonight. And right now, it ain't phasing Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, the Villanova 3, because right now I've got the Knicks with a 2-point lead, 49-47. Indiana came into this game, Dave, 7-point favorites. Did you think the series would kind of shift as it went to Indiana? Listen, we lost OG. Brunson is banged up, but I'm like in the bubble right now, right? For me, DiVincenzo, Hart, and Brunson can do absolutely no wrong. I actually think we're going to wind up with 4 players on the roster by the Eastern Conference Finals, and it ain't going to matter. It might be Josh Hart by himself in the finals, and then it might go 7.
I was going to say, you better relax on the Josh Hart by himself. He can't beat the Pacers by himself. The bench is getting shorter, and the Knicks keep on winning. All right? It's crazy. So out here, a lot of the books, made a move to 7.5 earlier today because they were getting that Pacer money. I thought prior to the game, Pacers are winning this game. The Pacers have to win this game. Money line is fine, but that number, when it gets over 7, you start to really get nervous about laying it. So, I mean, you got to be impressed with the Knicks, whether you love them, hate them, like them. MSG was rocking all week. The Knicks keep doing it. Different guys, same guys. Brunson got the team on his back.
He really does.
If they win
it's
tonight,
absolutely ridiculous.
This
They
is
have
legit.
no business winning tonight. They have no business winning tonight, Dave. They got like a 6-man rotation. Brunson looks clearly compromised. He's like 1 of 6 from the floor so far, and yet they're still in a 1-point game in the second quarter, right? So, and that's the thing. It's just such a likable team, if you want to know the truth. I don't know if you guys heard Josh Hart telling Reggie Miller what the crowd at MSG was saying about him, but it's a lot of good times. Here's the other thing. You talk about the spread and the money line. What did you think about the total in this game, Dave? It was 223 on the number is what I saw. And I actually thought that there was reason to go over. Like, you know the old phrase. We've been doing this for a while. Style makes fight. Right, Dave? And that's what I thought was going to happen coming into this series. The Knicks are one of the slowest paced teams in the entire NBA, and Indiana likes to push the pace. I think their pace was second in the NBA, and I didn't know which way it was going to go. Who was going to kind of be able to, kind of control the pace, play their style? The Knicks went up 2-0. But they did so, Dave, scoring 121 and 130 points in the two games. So it almost feels like Indiana is speeding the Knicks up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. What are your thoughts on the total? That was 223 on the number, I think, to start, and now live is at 221.5. I still think this game can go over because I still think this is going to be a Indiana-style kind of game.
I think you're right, and Indiana has kind of dictated the pace, and the Knicks have played right into it, and it may not start out well, but the Knicks have figured it out, especially in the second half of both of the first games. Tonight, the only way this game goes over, Dana, is that it stays a close game. I think this goes under if the Pacers get the big lead, the Knicks not wave the white flag, but go, listen, we came here for a split. We got a short bench. Let's rest. It's okay now. I don't remember it happening as much as it does now back in the day to lose a game in the playoffs by 20. Like, once you're losing, you see it. You saw it last night with the Celtics. It's like, look, it's not our night. We can't make a shot from 3. Let's lose by 20. It doesn't matter. We saw it in game 1 when OKC blew out Dallas, and Dallas came back and won big. So I think that's the path to the under, as if Indiana gets a big lead. But, I mean, it's close right now. It's a 4-point game. I got 55-51 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. If this thing stays close, we're on an over pace. I mean, it's right on the number. I got 2 books pulled up right now. They're bouncing between 222.5 and 221.5.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. I like what you said there about the kind of waving the white flag in the playoffs. And I got to tell you something. I've gotten hurt by that a couple of times. You mentioned game 1 of Thunder and Mavericks. I was on the Kyrie Irving 23.5 points over. He got to like 20-21 with like 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and they waved the white flag. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? So I hear you, and I think you're right. As long as it remains close, and you are a wise man, my friend. You were the guy who told me, correct me if I'm wrong, that you think 5-6 points is kind of the threshold between teams still fouling or teams playing straight up, playing defense, or just letting it go. Like if it's 4 or 5 points, they may still foul. And that's important too when we're talking about live overs, which we may be in an hour and a half's time.
7. That's the number. 7 is when they stop. It's
7.
5 or 6. 7 is the number NBA games in the regular season fall on the most in the last 10 years because that's when they stop fouling. You'll see the dribble out, and the spread tonight, 7 or 7.5. So it's right there. The books gave the better something to pick. And I think, again, sometimes the numbers are just right. And this was a hard one to go before the game. But this is why we brought back the See Something, Say Something crew. We can see something and say something right now. We're watching the game.
So what are you seeing? Because to be quite honest, I'm bing bong Knicks fan and all that. This is, while encouraging, that they're only down 2. What's not encouraging is that Brunson is 4 of 11 from the floor. Okay,
Right.
I expect him to be doing a little bit better. What's not encouraging is that Brunson is 1 of 4 from 3-point land. I love Jalen Brunson, right? He's my favorite Knick, I think, since maybe Anthony Mason, for goodness sakes. Wow. But he's clearly compromised. You know, I've asked a lot of people that question, and the most popular answers are Starks, Oakley, Mason, and Ewing. And that gives you an idea, okay? We're talking about the 90s Knicks teams to give any kind of competition to what these Knicks and Brunson are, the Nova 3 are doing. But I'm getting the kind of messaging here that Brunson is clearly compromised, clearly not 100%. Maybe they shoot him up with something at halftime, but this is not the Brunson I would like to see. I wanted to see a facilitator Brunson. I was actually on Brunson over 6.5 assists. I thought he would understand that and get other people involved, but that's not exactly what we're seeing right here.
No, and I like the way you're thinking. My all-time favorite Knick is Bernard King, by the way. Just to clear it up. He was the first one that I saw that I was like, wow, this cat is cool. And I had a soft spot for those guys, Ewing and Starks as well.
Yeah.
You're right about Brunson. He's got to pass the ball, right? Facilitate. Yeah. Who is the beneficiary of that, though? What is the guy?
Oh, I think it's Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride might be one. Josh Hart. We'll look at some of those 3 props when we come back. And then on the other side, I know we also got Panthers and Bruins. I want to ask you about that. That one is going on. We got MLB action as well. A whole lot to do. It's payday right here on InGame Live Prime Time. We'll be right back.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live prime time, spitting statistician and my consigliere here on a Friday night, and things could not be better. Dave, I know I want to talk a little bit of NHL. I know we've got Panthers and Bruins on the horizon. I think it's 1-0 Florida in that one, but we are definitively now at halftime of the Knicks-Pacers game, and so I do want to dig in a little bit and get some live bets for the people. Let's keep this conversation going here. It's 63-58 Indiana at halftime. We were talking who's going to be the beneficiary here. You want to talk Knicks side first and who we think could do some things? So I think Brunson will still turn into the facilitator here in the second half. That's their path, right? He can't do it himself. So I'm looking at some point props here. Who is going to be those other guys for the Knicks? And, DiVincenzo's having a great night already. He's already got 15 points. He's already drilled a few threes. He's got 15. They're hanging 25.5 for him. Jalen Brunson is at 13. They're hanging 29.5 for him. Will he get to 30 in another game while compromised? Again, the books are loving Jalen Brunson. I think it was for game 2. Did you see that they hung 37.5 as his points prop for game 2? It was absolutely ridiculous. Then he misses the entire second quarter.
Right.
The other option, Josh Hart has 5, and they're hanging 12.5. Any of those appealing to you? I got one more for you. Hartenstein, who didn't go to Villanova, but is not to be outdone in this. Hartenstein has 2. They're hanging 7.5. Of those, what do you like maybe the best?
DiVincenzo. I think just because he gets more opportunity and he can get the shot off when they need to.
Yeah.
They'll run stuff for him. I got to worry about the other guys being unable to get the shot off or having stuff run for them because everything's going to go through Brunson. Listen, if you think the Knicks are going to win this game, you got to play that Brunson prop over. I think he's going to get 30, right? He is compromised, but he's been able to keep doing it. So if your school of thought is that the Knicks win, I think it's Brunson. If not, I think either way, win or lose, DiVincenzo's the one I would choose to get 10 more points in the second half. You said, 11. He's got to get over 25.5. The spread and the total are back to both the same original number.
Really? It's 7 and 23 on the number?
I got 2 books and have it a little higher, 226.5. 227.5. That's where it's floating for the total. So we're on an overpay.
FanDuel's at 228.5.
There you go.
FanDuel's at 228.5, and FanDuel's at 5.5 for the spread right now. What are you seeing elsewhere?
I got 6.5 here at 2 books for the side, and 227.5 and 228.5 for the total. 2 different total numbers.
FanDuel has more faith than in the Knicks because they're hanging it at 5.5. It is juiced to Indiana, 5.5 minus 125 for the Pacers, and then they're hanging the total at 228. So it is a little bit higher, but they think the Knicks have a little bit more in them. Maybe they're just, you know what it could be. And I've always loved to talk to you about this. Remember, I'm here in Jersey. I am in the Knick fan base continuum, right? And so maybe we're getting more just here in Jersey. We're getting more Knick money, and that's what makes it 5.5 instead of 6.5. Is that plausible as well, Dave? The regionality of it all.
100%. The New York Knicks are a brand. They're hot.
Right.
They're the team. You're in the Mecca right now. 100%. The lower number is where you're at, and the more, I don't want to say neutral number, is out west, because there's a lot of things going on out west. There's probably going to be as much handle. I would say of the 2 games tonight, Dana, this game, not meaning anything, this game is the B side out west because, it starts earlier, and we've had a longer amount of hours. We've had an extra day of rest. I mean, everybody's waiting for this Minnesota-Denver game, talking about the champs getting knocked out. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're going to see a bias number there. But I don't know. You've been up late night feedings and taking naps and doing all this other stuff. I know you've been watching the hoops, right? I know you've been watching this late night basketball. You see the spread today? It's on the way down.
Yeah.
It's been coming down, Dave. Yeah,
I saw it at 4.5, and now we see it here at 3.5. Maybe, I got to tell you, I too am on this idea of this game as the Joker's last stand. We're going to talk about that one for sure in the 9 o'clock hour right before it tips off. Denver and Minnesota. Anthony Edwards has been absolutely transcendent, the kind of this next level closer. I like Minnesota. We'll get into it in a little bit. I like Minnesota, and I've been saying it all season because of these like new young teams. They have a veteran presence, guys who have been there before like Conley and Gobert. They play defense, Dave, and that's the other thing, okay? They're the best defense in the Western Conference. They give up like 107 points per game. And now when this comes to be the playoffs, We're talking about playoffs? Yes.
Playoffs.
Now that it's the playoffs, okay, it's going to get slower. It's going to be a little bit more half court. And that, I think, inherently plays into what Minnesota will do. So I love me some Minnesota. I have futures tickets on Minnesota. Yeah, but I don't know if Minnesota's going to win tonight. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to give one more, though, potential halftime prop here in Indiana, New York. I am flabbergasted to see. Do you see that Tyrese Halliburton has 1 assist so far tonight?
That's it.
1 assist so far tonight. They are hanging 5.5 for him. So listen, this is the guy that led the NBA in assists with almost 11 a game, right? And kind of facilitating everything for these Pacers. Unless there's some sort of injury that we don't know about, maybe there was foul trouble and he didn't get a ton of minutes. I'm going to check. I don't think there's anything like that. He played 18 minutes in the first half. He doesn't have any fouls, but he only has 1 assist. If Indiana is going to run it up, like you said, and they get away, they get that working margin of 7 or 7+, he's got to get to 6 assists, Halliburton, doesn't he?
I'm surprised that number's that low. I mean, what was it?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? What does he average a game? I think he
averages like 10. It was 9.5. It's been 9.5 for most of the series. It's
game,
minus
right?
114 on both sides.
Oh, that's got to be.
I think he's going to get to 6, Dave.
Right? That's got to be a play over. That's an over adjustment that's done by somebody that maybe wasn't watching the whole first half or hasn't been watching all season, and it's just taken. Well, he only got 1. So he's going to get 5 in the second half.
All right.
Right?
I think
5
so, too.
each.
We'll come back on the other side, and we're going to talk NHL. In-game live. Prime time goes on.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live prime time on a Friday night. Just got paid. It's Friday night. Dane Martinez and my guy Dave Sharapan. Got to break in some 80s, 90s stuff for you. We'll drop it in subtly, Dave, because only people of a certain age are going to recognize it. But to recap so far, right? We're on the Halliburton assist live because he's got 23 points and only 1 dime. We think that'll flip-flop a little bit. And we're on the DiVincenzo points. We think he's the volume shooter so far for the Knicks, at least the one that's effective, although Brunson's doing all right too. So that's where we are at halftime, Knicks and Pacers. But there's playoff action left and right, Dave. So let's go on over to the ice. I got Panthers Bruins. Panthers are up 1-0. I defer to you guys, all you guys in the grid, between you, Gabe, Cam, y'all know hockey. So I got to ask you, am I correct that the Florida Panthers were like the higher seeded team, the better regular season team, but something like Boston just beats them straight up every single time? Didn't they beat them like 5 games in a row or something like that? I know the series is tied at 1, but what are you seeing in this one? What do you expect? Who should I expect as a Rangers fan that we're going to stomp in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Here we go. Already advancing the Rangers. They still got to win one more before they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Listen, my man Shesterkin is averaging like 43 saves a night. He's a brick wall. It is going to take something special. It is going to take something special to beat Igor 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 times in a series.
It's too easy. If you're a Ranger fan, you want to see Boston, because I think Florida is the better team. Now, Boston did beat them 4 times in the regular season, beat them in game 1, and everything turned in game 2. Okay? The Panthers are 3-5 in their last 9, 3-6 in their last 9 road games. The under for the Bruins, 6-3-1 in their last 10. I like the under tonight. Swayman has been great, almost Igor-like great. But they solved the code. They got the Da Vinci Code last game. He has been so good. Yeah, well, he got pulled. After 4 goals, the Boston coach said, all right, this is going to turn into slap shot. We don't need you out there. This looks like we got to send a message. Everybody fought, even their best player. Pastrnak fought. Now, Bobrovsky, on the other hand, has been excellent for the Panthers as well. His save percentage a little bit light because he didn't see that many shots. The team in the league that gave up the fewest even strength goals was the Florida Panthers. If the Florida Panthers keep this an even strength series, stay out of the box, and only, get on the power plays, they're going to win this series. I like them tonight. I like them to win this series. And we'll wait and see how many games they go through to survive, because if the Rangers get another short series and go 4-4, it ain't going to be like no Moses Malone back in 1983 when they went 4-4-4. I knew you would know what that is. Oh, my goodness. This game's already 4.5 under. Okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. Because you wanted the under, and it closed at 5.5. We're at 4.5.
Yes, I think we're good. You can go under 4.5.
Okay. 2-1 final? You think you're talking about a 2-1 final then? Because you know what I love, Dave? I always loved, back in the days of the See Something, Say Something syndicate, I would always love that idea of the even number total, 4.5. We get to a 2-2 tie, this game is over, right? It's definitely going over that 4.5 number. So that is, to me, the whammy. So you're telling me this is going to be a 2-1 final, maybe a 3-1 final, because I'm be worried about a 2-2 game, which gets us into potentially overtime and definitively over the 4.5. But right now, 4.5 is what's being hung. The juice is to the underside. I'm seeing -135 or so under 4.5.
The reason why, and normally I'm with you when we find those totals like that even number, you're absolutely right. You don't forget anything. I mean, it's been a while since we did the shows together, but we feel like we've been doing them since yesterday. I mean, bringing that back.
It's like riding a bike, brother, man. It's like riding a bike.
The Bruins only have 5 shots on goal, Dane. They're almost halfway through the second period. The Panthers are not only playing physical, nasty hockey, they're playing keep away with the puck. I'm watching this game, and the Bruins aren't even in the offensive zone. They can't get close to the net. I don't think they get – I mean, their team total, 2.5 today, under. I don't think they get more than 2 goals. So we're going to stay under for the game because I think they're only getting 1. That's it.
All right, fair enough. I'll ask you about that empty netter at the end. Maybe we'll take the Panthers on the puck line, which could give us some big-time plus money. We'll talk about all sorts of permutations to try to win some cash. But here's what we're going to do. Oh, by the way, I also got to tell you, in the NHL, I can't wait to tell George Kurtz later. I hope he's proud of me. My correlated bet in the NHL that I think he's going to love. We'll get to all that stuff later on. But when we come back on InGame Live Primetime, we check in on the diamond. Major League Baseball is next right here on the grid. Come on back. Win some money.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in, everybody. In-game live, prime time on a Friday night. The spitting statistician and the sportsbook consigliere. Hey, forget about it. We've been talking some NBA. We've been talking some NHL. We'll keep our eyes and ears peeled. You know, I haven't done it for a while, Dave, but I hear we still have the goal horn. So if there is any goals in Boston and Florida, we will be made aware. We'll see how the odds change, and we'll check back in on that. But I want to go over to Major League Baseball for a second. There's a lot of stuff on the board. And you know what? I wanted to ask you this, because I know that you love the Pittsburgh area. The Pittsburgh Pirates are up right now on the Cubbies 2-1. And I have been impressed by the Pirates starter tonight, Jared Jones. And I am very excited about the Pirates starter tomorrow. The number one prospect in all of baseball, Paul Skeens, is going to toe the slab for the Pirates. Talk to me. Are you feeling a little bit of era of good feelings? And by the way, the Pirates are also up right now in the bottom of the third. They're minus 260 on the money line, home against the Cubbies. Talk to me about your Pirates. Are you feeling yourself a little bit? That is a dynamic duo potentially for years to come on the mound.
Let's worry about this year before years to come. I can't wait. So Jones has been excellent. You know, as a fantasy guy, how good he's been. He's been great. Quality start after quality start, swing and miss stuff. Really knows his way around the lineup so far, getting it done. But tomorrow, bring in the stash back. Paul Skeens. I mean, I can't wait to see it. I've been watching these games in Indianapolis. He makes it look so easy, Dane. You want to talk about throwing free and easy. You got to make a K prop for tomorrow. There's books that have just Paul Skeens stuff for tomorrow. So
already,
6.5
is the strikeout prop. What do you say?
6.5. I don't know how many innings restriction he's on.
Exactly.
They've been keeping it short in the minors, 3 2/3, 4 innings pitched. But there's 12 outs in 4 innings. He'll get 9 Ks down in AAA. Now, as a former ball player who could hit a little bit. How many innings is he going to pitch tomorrow? And it's not AAA. He's getting major league pitchers, major league batters, I mean. They're going to try to go deep in the count, right? Make him throw to get him out of there. The Cubs lineup, good, bad, and different. I don't know. I don't think
it's good, but they've been struggling lately.
Right.
They've been struggling lately. So here's the thing. I'll set it at 15.5 outs that he gets. 15.5 outs. I think he'll go 5. I think he goes 5. I don't know if he goes any more than that. I don't know if he goes 5 1/3 or anything after that. But to your point, I mean, these dudes' numbers in the minor leagues has been absolutely ridiculous. I think I saw 47 Ks in 25 innings. That's like almost 2K per 9. And obviously, it's a step up in class. You know, obviously, there have been other dominant pitchers that have come up just this year. Leiter comes to mind, for example, right, with Texas, and he got rocked in his only outing, and they sent him back down. But I do think that this kid, you know, he used to be a catcher. I saw one of his games in college. Okay, and you're gonna love this. In college, I saw a game where on his 124th pitch of the game, he threw 101.
Come on.
What do you do with that?
Come on.
What do you do with that, right? So I'm with you. If I tell you he pitches 5 innings tomorrow, you take the over on the K prop?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
If you tell,
I think that's right.
I think that is exactly the handicap. The handicap isn't so much the K prop number; it's how many innings is he going to go. Right. If he gets 15 outs, for goodness sakes, if they let him come out and get the 6th, if they're tied, they might let him come out and pitch the 6th to try to get him the win. Right? Like you want him to. This is exciting for Pittsburgh baseball. Okay, it started to come back a little bit. I mean, over the season wins last year, everybody, there's a little bit of a buzz, not going to lie. I mean, I flew to see them play a Way Series twice last year. I'm going to Chicago this week. I've never been to Wrigley Field. I'm going to go see them play in Chicago. So hopefully I'm going to see Skeens in person. If I'm as a baseball fan,
right.
I love watching the stuff in person, watching 100 in person. That sound, that bullpen noise, everything. I can't wait. But, you know, there's a lot of games on the board today that we got to talk about. I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you about a team.
What you got for me?
How about these Washington Nationals, Dane? How about this team?
Right now?
Period.
Or in general? Because right now they're up on the Bo Sox in Fenway 3-1.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, overperforming, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be real. Like, listen, we're a quarter into the season, right? I think most teams have like 38, 39 games or so. So you got to believe a little bit of what you see, but I'm not going to go so far as to believe the Washington Nationals. And matter of fact, what I was going to do is tell you, I'm actually intrigued by the Boston Red Sox at plus 235 on the money line to come back on the Nationals right now. They're down 3-1. It's in the 6th inning. We're entering the bottom of the 6th, and as you know, you're a wise man. You've told me 5th and 6th innings are when runs are scored, third time through the lineup, when we start to get to the bullpen. I think this could be setting up for a Bo Sox comeback. This coming from a Yankee fan, so you know the data and the numbers have to actually be right for me to say that. But I'm intrigued by plus 235 for the Red Sox, down by 2 against the Nationals.
I like the game under because the Red Sox have been struggling to score runs, but their games have been going under because they've been getting good starting pitching. Now, against Corbin has been a mantra for baseball bettors for a number of years, it feels like, right? I thought that price was too high, and I was on Nationals before the game. You could make that play right now, getting a team that closed minus 210 at that nice plus price with the Red Sox. But I like taking that 1.5 too, especially with the home team when they're down.
Okay.
So if you can stomach that price with a 1.5, a little better. It's still
That's
7.5.
You're still getting plus money with it, Dave.
Under still.
If you like the Bo Sox, you can get the Bo Sox plus that 1.5 at plus 114. So they don't have to come all the way back. You know, so there you go. Let's lock that one in. Plus 1.5 on the run line. Plus now we just went up to plus 122 as the Red Sox made 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. The other thing that's intriguing to me, these Minnesota Twins have been so hot. They are sweating steam. They've won, I think, 15 of their last 17. They've scored like 5 or more runs in 13 of those games. But Kikuchi is taking care of them right now a little bit. It's 2-1 Minnesota. 2-1 Minnesota. Minnesota up. This game is in Toronto. I think there's more runs to be scored in this one. I see a live total of 5.5. There's 3 on the board already. This is one where I might go over the live total, thinking there'll be 3 more runs scored. What do you say there, Dave?
It might be that is a good play because if Toronto ties it, then we're 2-2. Yeah. You only need 2 more runs to get us over the total. But there has to be 1 more run in the game. If we can get this thing tied, later in the innings too, even get to extras, it's an easy over. I'm so impressed with Minnesota as well. And they keep finding ways to win games, even late, coming back, getting good starting pitching early, all the above. Yeah, I think over. Now, see, the same time, this is in the 6th inning, the game we just mentioned before that, Washington and Cincinnati,
Boston.
same inning, 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
This total,
Right.
5.5. Whoever's watching this
Right.
game is going, these pitchers are better, dealing, whatever it is, and move the total. So I think the value, yes, is at 5.5 going over.
All right, fair enough. We'll keep our eye on all of that. And I got to ask you about Yankees Rays. We're in Tampa, and the Pinstripers are up 1-0 on this one. They're minus 174, holding a 1-0 lead. We'll check in on that. But when we come back, we got another segment, and we're going to talk our 4th sport of the night. We've done NBA, NHL. We talked Major League Baseball. We got Smiley Kaufman joining the show when we come back on the other side, and we're going to talk a little bit of PGA. Quail Hollow, where you at? Wells Fargo, let's get it. Me, Dave, and Smiley when we come back right here. It's In-Game Live Prime Time. Wow.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
In-Game Live Prime Time. Back at you here on the grid. Dane Martinez and Dave Sharapan. We're going to go back. We're going to get Smiley in a couple of seconds. But let's go back and check in on the Knicks here. We're midway through the 3rd quarter, Dave. Pacers made a little bit of a run. They're up by 6, 77-71. But this is the beautiful thing about the See Something, Say Something syndicate. If you've been watching us for a mere 40 minutes so far, you have already cashed. You have already made money. At halftime, we told you what Knick do we think would score, and my man Sharapan said, let's go with DiVincenzo. Forget about it, right? It was 25.5, and DiVincenzo's already got 26 points. He's 5 of 7, Dave, from beyond the arc. He's 9 of 18. We talked about who is going to be getting the shots. It is DiVincenzo, who has 18 attempts from the floor to lead the Knicks. The Knicks are down by 6, but DiVincenzo has already hit his over prop, and Brunson had 13 at the half. He still has 13, but you know what? He's up to 5 assists. So I told you I was on the over 6.5 assists. He is changing roles as well. So far, at least on the Knicks side, Dave, this is playing out like we talked about at halftime, right?
Big ball. I mean, go New
Bing
York,
bong.
go New York, go. Right? You remember that
There
one.
you go.
I know you do.
Absolutely.
You probably rapped it at some school play or something some
something
school
like
talent.
that. We did a remix or something for sure.
Of course. In between golf rounds. I mean, in between.
Yeah, well, back in those days, I
golf
wasn't playing golf, Dave. Back in those days, I wasn't playing golf as much. It was a little different thing. That's part of the evolution that happened. But let me ask you, DiVincenzo is at 26 now. What about 33.5 is the new number for him? You want to push your luck and go up to get 8 more for Dante to get to 34 midway through the third?
Know. That might be that might be the stop point, right? Like let's celebrate the cash. Very rarely do we give a bet at halftime and cash it halfway through the third quarter. I mean, I feel like we're clairvoyant.
Very rarely are you doing this with the spitting statistician, my man. Now that you are, we're getting people paid here on a Friday night. We'll check in on this, but let's transition right now. Let's talk a little bit of PGA. Let's talk a little bit of Quail Hollow because we've got Smiley Kaufman in. What's going on? Great to have you here. Talk a little bit of action in the PGA Tour. I've got a question for you to start right off the bat, okay? Because going into a tournament, right? I hear some people talk about who's in good form, who's hot. And then I hear other people talk about, well, who fits this course, the kind of course fit model of it all. And I've heard that Rory is a great fit for this course. He's in second place right now, I think 7 under. Tell me, do you subscribe to that same theory, kind of horses for courses? And why does this course here for the Wells Fargo fit Rory so well?
No, that's a great question. And 100% horses for courses is a thing. When I played on the PGA Tour, that was, at least 3 or 4 golf courses. Every year I had, certain courses, for instance, Quail Hollow, where they're at this week. That was a golf course that I had circled as one that just fit my game. And Rory McIlroy, 100%. He's played so well there, has been a past champion. He was my pick at the beginning of the week, so I'm pretty excited to see him within shouting distance of Xander Schauffele, who's sneakily had just an incredible year so far. Top 10 in half of his events thus far. Hardly ever outside the top 25 either. So Xander Schauffele, sneaky, a really nice play as well heading into the PGA Championship.
Smiley, good to see you, sir. Every Friday we check in here with you, and it feels like every single week I'm answering the questions, why am I not going to fall for the Xander thing again? Like, he's leading on Friday, and so many guys I know are on him, and I want to get involved, and the price is so right. He's got a 4-stroke lead. It's only minus 120. Are we getting home with the Xander on Sunday?
Oh, I wouldn't take it if I were you. I don't know. I mean, Xander's such a good player. Minus 120 is a fair price, like you said. I think it's not a bad bet by any means, but it's hard not to just want to just dabble on the Rory McIlroy. Just being 4 shots back is really only a couple holes on the PGA Tour. So with 36 holes to go, there's really plenty of guys that are still right there in the mix.
So that's what I wanted to ask you, Smile. And truth be told, before this tournament started, I was doing another show and I had a golf expert come on, and he told me about the kind of horses for courses and that driving distance and accuracy was going to be very important in this one. He gave me some names, Ben An among them, who's on the first page of the leaderboard. Colin Morikawa, who's on the first page of the leaderboard. So I'm holding some of those already. You just mentioned Schauffele. We talked about Rory. Schauffele's 11 under. Now that we go into the weekend, how far down would you look to still say is viable? Like, do you, when you're trying to bet live in the weekend, do you have to be within 5 strokes? Do you have to be within 6 strokes? Where do you generally draw the line? And what are you looking for to get someone else to add on your card live? Someone who, I don't know, had 1 triple bogey, 1 blow up hole, someone who lipped out a few putts. Like, what are you looking for to hop on someone live, and how far down would you go?
Yeah, you definitely check the weather first to see what the weekend forecast looks like. And after watching the first couple of days, how firm the greens are. But yeah, it's always good to look at stats as well as to be your guide. if you see a guy that's, driving it really well, that maybe is right around average in their putting stats, you're thinking, you know what, if they just find somewhat of a warm putter on the weekend, and let's say they're 4 or 5 shots back, yeah, that to me is the recipe to be successful out at Quail Hollow. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting leaderboard. It's not as top heavy besides the guys right at the top. There's a bunch of names kind of in that 3 to 10 area that are, names that I wouldn't necessarily say are the Max Homas. I mean, he's kind of a little closer to about 11th, but the Jordan Spieths, those guys are kind of like in the 10 to 20 range. So I think you'll see a guy go out on Saturday and maybe fire something in that 66 area to see if they can see where Xander Schauffele keeps it. But if he goes out and shoots another 66, I mean, he can basically kind of cruise out there, because really, honestly, that golf course, if you get out in front, it's not one in which you're going to make a ton of bogeys on, because it's such a big ballpark. So Xander, it's a big round for him tomorrow.
All right, absolutely. And if he can keep that working margin, maybe 125 isn't that bad of a number with a 4-shot lead and 36 holes left to play. Thanks for joining us for a short period of time here. We're going to have you back next week. We'll have some more fun right here on InGame Live. Dave and I come back checking in on this Knicks game and the NHL after this.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live, prime time on a Friday night. The spitting statistician and my sports consigliere. What is that? I think that means you got a goal in Boston. I know what it is. I'm playing dumb here. What do we have here, Dave? It was 1-0 Florida. Now, though, I don't know. It's almost like they needed to double up on the goal horn. What do we got now? Yep. It's pretty much going the way you say. You didn't think Boston was going to do much. There is the second goal horn. So tell me, what do we got here, Dave? Looks like Florida's putting it on them.
One of the Bruins almost took out an entire upper set of teeth of one of the Florida Panthers. Double minor resulted in not 1 goal, but 2, and a 3-0 lead for the Panthers after 2. I don't want to say it's done, but the Bruins aren't coming back. Don't start taking unless you're taking 2.5. I don't know if they're scoring tonight. It might get ugly at the end of the game again. I don't think they're behind every step. They're not getting the puck. They're not even getting shots on goal. All that time while that was happening, we were talking about golf with Smiley and talking about, taking a round, what's it going to be like for the weekend. There was something else happening that I know. I heard you start speaking Spanish. I love start speaking Spanish. Something's happening. Something's happening.
We
What are
gotta,
they doing?
we gotta give it for our Univision partners for sure. First of all, two things have happened, okay? The New York Knicks have the lead in this game. It is now 88-83, inside of a minute left to go in the third quarter. So after all this talk, however compromised everyone is, however short Thibodeau's rotation is, it doesn't seem to matter right now. 90-83 Knicks, a 7-point lead for them. And your boy Dante DiVincenzo now has 32 points on the night here, Dave.
Hello.
I think last time, what did I say the number was? 33 and a half, 34 and a half?
34
Okay,
and a
and you
half.
said that was kind of where you wanted to keep it. It's now at 37 and a half.
Right.
And the other thing that's going on, we want to check on, is in the assist category. I told you I needed Jalen Brunson to get over 6.5. He is at 6. But we as a team, we need the NBA leader in assists, Tyrese Halliburton. And he's at 4, my friend. We need 2 more for Tyrese Halliburton, and we will cash on that one as well. We've got a full quarter, and the Pacers are going to be down by, 5, 7, 3, something like that. I feel good about Halliburton getting 2 more for us in this one. So we're sitting pretty here so far in this Knicks game. What do you got?
Should we take 2.5 with the Pacers, or should we take the money line? Are they going to come back and win this game, or are the New York Knicks going to do what everybody thought was impossible?
I'm worried because that would just be like too good. That would just be like too good if, as compromised as they're supposed to be and all this, they ultimately still do this again. Just like the Rangers. I thought going into Carolina it was going to look a little different, but no, the Rangers go up 3-0. And so maybe the same thing happens here with orange and blue skies. So what are you saying? Pacers money line plus 124, 3.5 points you can get. Live total at 229.5. Up about 6 points from where it closed. So maybe we are going over in that one. But this Knicks team looks really, really good. 90 points through 3 quarters.
Things are working out really well for these props. I mean, that the assist prop, I'll be very surprised now if Halliburton
Halliburton, DiVincenzo.
I mean, it took, one segment to get those out quick. We got them out. Things are looking good. All right, that's the end of the third quarter. 90-85. The line is set. Minus 3.5, 229.5. Oh, Maron, I can't believe it. I don't know. I think I would take the 3.5 points. I really would. I mean, look at the roster. I'm looking at the stats.
Yeah.
There ain't that many guys that played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys played minutes. That's it. How are they doing this thing?
Listen, they've been doing it all year. I mean, do you know that Josh Hart in the playoffs actually averages over 48 minutes a game? He averages playing more than a full game because he played all 50 some odd minutes in the overtime game against Philadelphia. And that has brought his average up to over 48 minutes a game. Thibodeau does this anyway. The Nova 3 are not concerned, but I'm with you, okay? I wouldn't mind taking the Indiana plus 3.5 with the intent of at some point in the fourth quarter also getting the Knicks plus 3.5. And then when this game is close and going down the wire, we're going to wind up middling and hitting them on both sides. That's what I think we should do because I think ultimately this will be a good game. Ultimately, the Pacers do have another run in them. But as long as Jalen Brunson gets me 1 or 2 more assists and Tyrese Halliburton gets me 1 or 2 more assists, if these point guards start dishing it out in the fourth, then we got more money to use for when we talk Minnesota and Denver. And we will do that when we come back. Hour number 2 of InGame Live Prime Time, the consigliere of the spitting statistician.
only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path, but quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in, everybody. InGame Live, prime time here on the grid on a Friday night. I'm your host, Dane Martinez, the spitting statistician. With me, as you know, we've done before. It's not our first rodeo together. Is my sportsbook consigliere, Mr. Dave Sharapan. The Knicks opening their lead to start the fourth quarter. They're now up by 8, 93-85. We'll put a pin on that for a little while. I want to go back to Major League Baseball and kind of update some of the games we've been talking about. Cubbies have tied up the Pirates at 2. That game now in the bottom of the 5th with our boy Jared Jones. Washington maintaining their lead on the Boston Red Sox. That one is 3-1 still. Bottom of the 7th in Fenway. Now the Bo Sox are plus 490 on the money line, around 5-1. And the other thing that just happened that I thought was interesting, Dave, Minnesota Twins, we talking about, were hot. It was 2-1 against Toronto in Toronto. It is still 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 8th. And I noticed that Duran, their closer, their big-time, all-star caliber closer, is in the 8th. It's interesting here. 1-1 lead. Maybe they think it's a high-leverage situation. When you see that, Dave, do you change your thinking at all on some of these live bets? Do you change your thinking on a money line, thinking like, oh, now they're minus 600, so that's not it, right? But do you maybe say, no, I'm going to go under the 3.5, saying they will stifle Toronto for 2 more innings?
When you said it during the commercial, I looked at it and I bet it minus 180 because the Blue Jays had a guy on. And I
got
said,
a double play ball.
Right. They got a double play ball. It went from minus 180 to minus 600. Now, Duran, wow. He may have the best entrance in baseball right now for closers. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
when they
awesome.
get the little
the
Latin
fire
music
and the lights going. Yeah.
Oh baby, it gets me going every time. But give me him getting the 6 outs and I'm good, especially against, seriously, Toronto. Their lineup is getting to be inept. There's a lot of swing and miss in that lineup. They don't score runs unless they hit home runs. You dubbed it to me a long time ago. It's a 3-outcome situation with baseball. Mm-hmm. And the Blue Jays are one of the epitomes of what that's become. It's home run, strikeout, or walk. Like they don't do a lot of other things right now. So, yes, Minnesota, good. I like that. Give me my best guy getting me 6 outs. That's fine.
All right, and so that would be maybe potentially that under if we don't think that Minnesota tacks on, let's say, in the top of the 9th. Right now there is a 3.5 total in that game. Under is minus 128, so maybe that's too juicy for you.
Right now,
that's
though,
interesting.
Dane, because you remember, they turn that off. As soon as this 8th inning ends, boom, that's off. So
right.
if you're going to do it,
it just locked on me. It just locked on me with a 2-2 count. So if you wanted to get it, maybe that time has passed. Baltimore has tacked on one more run, and so have the New York Yankees, as it is now 2-0 Yankees. That game in the top of the ninth. And you talk about how great of a closer Duran has been. Clay Holmes has been also absolutely lights out for the Bronx Bombers as well. But if you don't think that's happening tonight, you can get Tampa Bay on the comeback at almost 11-1.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't
say?
want to do that right now. I listen.
Okay.
While you've been away, some things have happened. Okay, and
me.
the boys there made sure that at least when I came on the show, because I really don't have any Knicks. I have one Knicks hat. That's it. They made sure
I'm staring at you in a Knicks hat right now.
I took a trip to the merch shop, and this thing may lead the Knicks all the way to the NBA Finals. I got the hat. I got the foam finger. The jersey, look at that. This New York Knicks team. I mean, what are we doing, Dane? I feel like
we're doing good work. Is what we're doing.
I know.
We're doing good work.
Late?
We're up by 9 or 7.
Every time the Pacers get close, the Knicks extend the lead. It's up to 5.5 here. What the hell?
I see it at 4.5. But yeah, I mean, listen, we thought that this was going to be the other way, right? We thought that it was Indiana that had the run in the fourth quarter still in them. But you're absolutely right. I'm looking at these stats right now. You said it. 7 guys have played for the Knicks. I mean, Jericho Sims has gotten like 4 minutes. I'm not even going to count that. I do still need another assist out of Jalen Brunson, but we got 9 minutes left. And Halliburton is also limping a little bit right now. He just went into the hole, landed hard, but he's at 5 assists. So we just need one more assist out of Halliburton, one more assist out of Brunson, and we'll check with Dante. DiVincenzo is at 35 points, 7 of 9 from 3-point land, 12 of 22 overall. This is the Dante DiVincenzo game, Dave.
Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. I do not know what to say other than go New York, go New York, go. I mean, I'm going to start singing the song.
There it is.
I'm going to have to pull out the lyrics and get them all again because I don't remember them. But my goodness, is this one of those runs? Can they beat the Celtics, Dane?
That's what I was just going to ask you. And here's the thing. I was just going to go there because in the next segment, we're going to start to talk Minnesota, Denver as well. Yeah. And I wanted to just talk Eastern Conference a little bit, right? Let's say it is New York and Boston, which is, I guess, the way it's trending right now, right?
Yep.
Here's what I'll tell you, Dave. I am really pissed off at these injuries. I think a whole and healthy Knicks team, yes. I think they do beat the Boston Celtics. If I have Bogdanovich, if I have Robinson, if I have OG, yes, I think we beat the Knicks. Even you can have Porzingis back. I don't care because you know what? These Knicks are dogs. The Celtics, they have one game every series, usually at home, Dave, where they just look uninterested. And you're not going to be able to do that against this Knicks team. If you do that against this Knicks team, you're going to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, in my opinion. However, without Robinson, and if OG isn't there, Brunson still is not 100%. That's what bothers me about it, because I think a fully whole and healthy Knicks team can get past the Boston Celtics, even though they are still prohibitive favorites. You know that Boston is minus money to win the NBA championship right now?
Yeah, it's absurd, especially after last night. Like I talked about it with Matt today on BVB, which you guys will see later here on SportsGrid, but I think it's closer than it is. And if you got one of those guys, not all three, if all three, it's almost a pick'em series, but one of those guys, it lowers the price. And like you said, you get another game 2 hiccup where they give a game away at home. You got to come to MSG now, and the Knicks have home court. That place has the vibe of the old time Knicks, the 80s, the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
There's people, I mean, I saw Steph Marbury there. I saw the old Yankees there. You know, I didn't see any Mets though. Like, why are the Mets the team in New York that like nobody kind of like gets like? I mean, Vinny's bummed out about the Mets.
It's a little brother syndrome. It's the little brother
is
syndrome.
it?
Trust me, I know. I'm a Jets fan. It's the same old thing, you know. That's what it is. It's that little brother syndrome. It's the Yankees and it's the Knicks. Absolutely. You can put up the Mets stinger all you want. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, cool. Brandon Nimmo is cool. But what's more important to know is that the Indiana Pacers are, in fact, making a little bit of a run. By the way, check out the polar bear when you still can, because I don't know if he's going to be in that uniform come next year, okay? But make sure you get that, and it warms your heart as you can, because you may not see that anymore. But what we're also seeing is Indiana getting close. It's 98-96 right now. So remember when I said we're going to go ahead and take, the Pacers plus the 3.5, maybe with the idea of getting it on the other side? That is still live. And you, as a wise man, once told me we could be headed to just getting money line on both sides, like plus 185 multiple times on both sides. So we'll keep an eye on that. There's 7.5 minutes left to go. When we come back on the other side in about a minute, what we're also going to do is talk about this second game, what you said maybe is the main event here out there on the West Coast, Minnesota and Denver. We will profile that. I've got a same game parlay to bounce off of you, and I have a new bet that I have found, Dave, that I am starting to do a lot. And by the way, it's going to cash in this Knicks-Pacers game as well. I think it's already definitively going to cash. I'll tell you about it when we come back. I got to check, kind of the line graphs of it all to see. But we'll do all that. We'll keep talking Knicks-Pacers, and we'll preview T-Wolves and Nuggets when we come back on InGame Live Prime Time.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live prime time on a Friday night. Dane Martinez and the consigliere Dave Sharapan. We are going to follow this Knicks-Pacers game because with under 7 minutes left to go, it is a 1-point game. Knickerbockers up by 1, 99-98. We're in a commercial break right now. We'll get back to it, but that gives us opportunity to talk a little bit about T-Wolves Nuggets. So we'll do that now, and we'll start with my same game parlay. All right, here, Dave. I'm going to reel it off for you, and I'm going to ask you if I am crazy. You were talking about how great Minnesota is, and I don't disagree with you. They have been amazing. They are ascending. They have announced themselves, and I like them in the long term. But tonight, I think this is kind of the MVP, Nikola Jokic's last stand. I think they're not going to, if they go down 3-0, it's done. I think we are going to get the A effort out of Jokic and this Denver Nuggets team, and I think it might be good enough to stay close in this one. I don't necessarily agree with it, but the fact that Jamal Murray was fined and not suspended, and we're going to have Murray on the court for this one as well, I think this is the one where Denver kind of gives their best remaining punch. And so I expect the Denver Nuggets to stay within the number. Leg one of my parlay is the Denver Nuggets plus the 3.5. I think if they do that, it's going to be because they have an answer for the great Minnesota defense that we have seen over the first two games. So I think we're going to go under a relatively low number of 205 on the number. And like I said, I think we've been talking a lot, Dave, in terms of like Brunson, right? The scoring hat, the facilitator hat. Halliburton, the scoring hat, the facilitator hat. I think Jokic is going to realize tonight that if you want the job done right, you got to do it yourself. I think Jokic is going to score a little bit more tonight. His prop was 28.5. So put it all together. Give me Nuggets plus 3.5 over in the game total, over on Jokic's points. You put those together, it gives me plus 363. What do you say about that? And what do you think will happen in this game coming up, Minnesota-Denver?
I like the parlay. I feel like you got shortchanged a little bit on the price, though. That should pay a little bit closer to what a regular 3-team parlay pays. It's Denver's night to be the champ. And if, Minnesota's going to be the champ, they got to beat the champ. Only thing I would change is take the Denver money line. I think Denver's going to win the game. If you're in that mode, I think you're right. I think the game goes over, and it's Joker's night. It's his night to basically be the MVP again and say everything goes through me. If they double, triple him, he'll dish, and we'll know. I think into the first half, we'll know the pace, and you can maybe get out of that bet if that number's high. If that's the only one that's going to get you. But I like your style. I always do. But and I would tell you if I didn't. I think that's got a legit shot of hitting. It's a nice little 3-game, same-game parlay. I like it.
I mean, it better have a legit shot of hitting. I'm not trying to give things to people that have no chance of hitting.
Yeah,
so I do believe it's going to happen.
Comes on with these crazy things and takes shots.
He's got
and
his
he goes
opposite picks and whatnot. Sometimes, but he likes to hedge with his black cloud and his opposite picks. It always gives him an out. He can be like, "Oh, well, I'm supposed to get it wrong. You should have been my opposite picks." I like the way he gives himself that out, but I digress. Yeah. This game is still 99-99 with 5.5 left to go. Talk to me, though, long-term. Because Minnesota and Oklahoma City also, right? These young squads in the Western Conference, like, what do you believe their ceiling is? Because I think we have a changing of the guard here. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and others are on the back nine. And we're seeing so many of these stars, whether it's a Halliburton or a Brunson here, whether it's a Shea, an SGA, whether it's an Anthony Edwards, for goodness sake, right? Like, where do you think is the ceiling for some of these young cores in the West, specifically OKC and Minnesota?
It's really hard to price these teams as they're making their first run.
Right.
This is one of the struggles that we had in the book as an odds maker, and trying to determine not only what are people going to bet, but at what price will they bet them. So when you look at overall in Boston,
wait a second. Hold that thought. Oh, but it doesn't matter. It's another Florida goal. 4-0 Panthers. The only thing this hurts us by, and this is what I want to ask you. Remember we were talking about that total at 4.5? So now we are at 4-0. On the positive side, Dave, I don't think we're going to get a pulled goalie, right? So I think that's a good thing with a 4-goal gap. Yes. The question is, do they pack it in, though, at all? What do you think? It's locked right now, but I know we were talking about the 4.5. It now stands 4-0 Panthers as they look to take a 2-1 lead in this series.
This is one of those ones where I think Florida's good with right now, 4-0. Dump the puck, let it go, keep the clock moving, let's get out of here and go home. Do everything we can to get Bob a shutout. Because if we get this guy, believing like this, we're going to the Cup, boys. We're going to play the Rangers, and we're going. So it's going to sit right here. I'll be very surprised if Florida scores again. The only way we're losing at 4.5 is if Boston breaks the shutout, which, again, we know how hard it is to break the shutout. Back to the futures, NBA.
Yeah.
Teams try to decide the price. The T-Wolves are the second choice, okay? The Dallas Mavericks are the third choice now because they have home court. So the Thunder, right, have gone to the fourth choice overall. The Western Conference, I mean, nobody's given – you want to take a shot on something? Take a shot on Denver if you think they're going to win tonight, because that price gets cut in half. We start to go, uh-oh, maybe something's up here. But those prices there at the Western Conference, that tells you might be onto something with the Dallas and Luka being hurt. And there's doubt about the young team. So what do you do for the numbers? They're almost exactly the same. Those Western Conference odds tell you right there, the books aren't sure either, Dane. We don't know. Right now, I'm leaning Dallas. But if that guy's hurt, they're not going to win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do ultimately think Minnesota, I told you my case about it already, the defense they play, Anthony Edwards as a closer. But I agree with you. I like Denver in this game, and check it right now. Take a picture of it, plus 850, because if Jokic, Murray, and the Denver Nuggets do win this game and get it back to a 2-1 series, you are not going to see that plus 850 anytime soon. So it may be the position to take. When we come back, we're going to follow the end of this Pacers-Knicks game, which is less than 5 minutes, and it's a 1-point game. We'll be right back.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to InGame Live Prime Time here on a Friday night. Dane Martinez and Dave Sharapan. And we have, unfortunately for Dave, another goal in Boston during the commercial break. It is on the Boston side. It is now 4-1 Panthers. So this game has gone over that live total of 4.5. The game closed at 5.5. So if you got it pregame, you can still be under. Does this change anything for you now that it's only a 3-goal margin? We have seen 3-goal comebacks in these NHL playoffs, but maybe not all in the third period, and maybe not a team like Boston, but we have seen it before.
We have seen it before. The danger is now that they will pull the goalie if it's still 4-1. And, within 4 minutes, they're pulling a goalie earlier and earlier. It's apparently every 2 minutes for the number of goals you're down. That's what the rule of thumb is.
It's the sabermetrics coming to the NHL. That's all it is.
It's ridiculous. I don't agree with any of it, but that doesn't matter neither here nor there. I don't want any more goals. Under 5.5 was the original play. So see if we can get there. In-game total just moved to 6.5 here. So you can take a shot and get some wiggle room that there will be one more. I don't know. We got so many things going on. This Knicks game has me tied up watching it. Dane, I mean, we're locked in. I know you want those assists, but I mean, you're this close, 4 minutes away. You want the W as a fan, no?
Of course. Absolutely. Here's what I want to ask you. Of course, I wouldn't mind if we get some assists along the way from both Halliburton and Brunson. I got it with Indiana about to inbound, 4:23 left in this game. Pacers milking a 1-point lead. The total is what I want to ask you about, Dave. Remember, it closed at 223. We saw it go up a little bit. We saw it go up to, I think I saw it touch 230. Now it's back to 220. I think the fact that this is a 1-point game plays itself more to the under in this, because we're going to start to see, we're not going to see free throws if it's a possession game. And these teams, even a team like Indiana, I think, may start to milk shot clock. What do you say? Live total is at 220.5. I think we just got a foul called on the Indiana side, and it does not look like the Knicks are in the bonus just yet. So it looks like it'll be the Knicks ball down by 100-99. But I'm worried. I think we're going to have long possessions here, and I don't think this game will go over.
Just watch the last two possessions. They took the shot clock down to single digits both times.
Right.
2 of 12 in the fourth quarter for the Knicks. 4 of 12 or 5 of 12 for the Pacers. Defense is tightening up. Nobody's getting an open look. And there's nobody getting an offensive rebound. So, yes, everything you just said, if the total is still available to bet, it would probably be under. It's off at my book. You got about 3 seconds. Right around a 4-minute mark.
I got it live over at our friends on FanDuel at 220.5. Jalen Brunson just sunk another jumper. It's 101-100 New York. I've got it at 220.5 here. But Jalen Brunson is scoring. I need him to get in the lane and find his boy DiVincenzo for another 3. That's what I need.
We might be in trouble. He's looking to take the ball. He's looking to take shots.
I know.
Brunson is looking.
I know.
I don't think we're getting assists. I think everybody knows they've kind of deferred to get him the ball, get out of the way. Maybe we could get the Halliburton one. We'll see. I don't know. This is exciting.
We got about, 4 or 5 more possessions if it keeps on going like this either way. And then here's the other thing, Dave. We are now within the realm of possibility of getting overtime. And if we get overtime, then I think both of them will, in fact, go over. But that is certainly the possibility here. I've got, it looks like Pascal Siakam on the free throw line here. We are tied at 101 with 3.5 left to go. Siakam hits the second, 102-101. We are in great shape. And by the way, now you can get the Knicks at plus 134. Remember, we were talking about I got Indiana plus the 3.5 at plus money. Now you can get the Knicks on the money line at plus 130. And then if it's a 3-point game, which this one is profiling to very potentially be, you wind up with that middle. We like doing that, Dave. And I really believe that if you have an eye towards that, there's so many swings in the NBA that you can get these middles. You can get plus 190 on both sides, if not more. You can get plus 4.5. And I just told you about a bet that I've been using in the NBA playoffs for teams to be down by 10 and come back to win. It's happening a ton in the NBA, and they're hanging decent prices for it, Dave.
There's no other sport and no other league that does this like this. The volatility of the leads and how fast they can be there and then not. I think almost, I don't want to say, I don't even know what the percentage is, but I got a guy that's going to check for me. how many times does a team have a 10-point lead in the game on average, during the season? Because it's happening a lot.
I think it happens. So we'll keep our eye on this next game. But when we come back, we got George Kurtz joining the show. So we'll talk a little NHL. We got to talk Edmonton, Vancouver also.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number 1 seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live prime time on a Friday night. And Dave, not so fast. I think we have some more action in Boston. And what a great time to bring our guy George Kurtz in to talk about a little bit of movement here with Bruins Panthers. The Bruins have scored again. What's going on, George? Long time no talk. Dave thought this was over. Dave thought the Panthers were going to pack it in with a 4-0 lead. I have seen huge comebacks. What is your level of belief here, potentially in Boston, or would you maybe take something on a puck line? How would you treat this, the fact that Boston has scored twice here in the third period, to make it, I guess, a game, or at least something where maybe the goalie might get pulled in the next few minutes? Something.
I mean, I'm on Florida, all right, so and I'm on the overs. I've already got what I want here. I do not need another Edmonton thing here, right, where Edmonton was a 4-1 lead the other night, and I lose everything. So it was very aggravating Wednesday night here, so I don't need Florida to give me a little deja vu here. The big really news of this game is that Brad Marchand is out, and he's not going to return after that hit he took from Sam Bennett, which didn't look like the worst hit on the planet, but he went down awkwardly into the boards here. Makes you want to be separated a shoulder or something like that. Do I think they're going to come back? No, I don't think Boston's coming back in this game. That being said, 7.5's the over. Can we get 2 more goals? They're going to pull that goalie, right? They're going to pull it. And was there 9 minutes left? Probably around the 5+ minute mark. It's what they do nowadays. It's what they do. Yeah. So that's 1 goal. We're going to get 1 goal. Can we get another goal? And would they listen? If Florida scores early on the empty net, let's say with 3 minutes left, would they keep the goalie out? Does it matter if you lose 6-2, 7-2? So I'm kind of interested here. And you're getting a great price, plus 168. All right, so I'm going the over. I'm going to go over 7.5.
Oh, boy. All right, George. Captain Chalk. The Oilers took you down, all right, in game 1. That's his nickname now, Dane. These other people have dubbed it to him. And he lives up to it. Captain Chalk. Yeah, double C. Kurtz, the Oilers have to win tonight. They have to win. I don't know if Draisaitl's playing or not. I think he is, but I'm not sure how healthy he is. The Canucks game the other night, it may have taken you down, but it brought Gabe up. It brought Cam up. I was watching the late night show here on SportsGrid while I was watching that game. There hasn't been a more exciting environment than that Vancouver arena was the other night, although MSG has been pretty good. Tell me why you like a side or total tonight in this hockey game, George.
Yeah, I believe I was on Sports Rage with Gabe and Cam the other night when I got off before that debacle happened. When I left, I was still happy. All right, there's the last hour of that show where everything went wrong. I should have stayed on the show. Gabe's at the game tonight, by the way, for those who don't know. That's why there's no Sports Rage later. So, yeah, Gabe is there. So we'll see if he brings good luck or bad luck. I mean, you said it, though, Dave. We don't know if Draisaitl's playing. That's a huge maybe, right? Or, as you said perfectly, even if he does play, how healthy is he? Is he anywhere near full strength here? All right, we'll find out. I guess pregame skate is in a little bit here, so we'll have an idea then. If he's not participating in pregame skate, he ain't playing. It's really that simple there. So we'll see. I think he's a big loss. All right, I think McDavid, either way, I think McDavid's going to have a good game tonight. So maybe you want to go on his props, to get a point and a half, 2 points. I think he's going to have to be the guy here. The thing is, in game one,
shot on goal.
I know. That offense looked terrible. That offense looked terrible after the first half of the first period. They were bad. They only got, in the teens and shots on goal. They did not look good at all. Being said, both goalies look bad, right? Neither goalie looked great. Let's face it. We're talking about Skinner now, but if everything would have held on to that game, we'd be talking about Soloffs, about how bad he played. How are we not taking the over in this game? Still plus 104. So plus 104 all day.
That's it.
So I'm going over here. I don't have a great feel in the game, though. If Draisaitl plays, I'll go Edmonton here. If he doesn't play, I'm going to go. He's going to be my choice. He doesn't play, I'll go Vancouver.
All right, Captain Chalk, I got to ask you something. It's been a long time and I haven't spoken to you, so I would be remiss if I did not ask you about the New York Rangers. And I also wanted to let you know about a bet I made because I think you'd be proud of me. Before the playoffs started, I saw the Rangers at 8-1. They were like the fourth or fifth choice. I thought they had a chance, but 8-1 wasn't good enough for me. I did, however, look at the odds for the Conn Smythe Trophy, and Mr. Shesterkin at the time was 22-1, and so I thought this was a good way to correlate my bet. If the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, I thought it was very, 90% that it would be Igor winning the Conn Smythe. So instead of that 8-1, I've got 22-1. Tell me, have I learned well from you? Do you appreciate that? And what do you think is the ceiling, the potential of this Rangers team if Shesterkin's going to block 45, 50 shots a game and they're going to win double overtime and overtime games even on the road?
The Rangers do seem to be that team, right? This does remind me an awful lot of '94. Yeah, when the last time they won the Cup. They look like that team. Now, listen, they beat Washington. Who cares? All right, Washington shouldn't even been in the playoffs. It's a minor league team. But you're beating Carolina, a better team. Oh, like they're not, Mr. Sharapan. No, they're a terrible team.
Right.
They deserve to be
You're
there.
right.
All right, but this is a real series, and they're, people are going to say, oh, they've won 3 one-goal games, 2 in overtime. Well, guess what? They've won those games. All right. Sometimes you got to make your own luck here, and they've done that. Dane, you just said it. Shesterkin looks great. He's looking like that goalie, maybe not quite the goalie he was 2 years ago, but in that realm again. And if he's going to be that good, I mean, listen, I want Florida to beat Boston. Anyone think Bobrovsky's going to beat Shesterkin? I'm not so sure I see that. I'm just not so sure I see that here. A little shaky there, even though I love the Florida team here. So love what the Rangers have done here. Like I said, Carolina is, Dave and I, you talked tonight a bunch of times, right? That series versus the Islanders got a little unlucky there. Probably should have had a game or two there. Well, guess what? It's going the other way this series, right? They're not getting those breaks now. The Rangers are getting them. I think the Rangers close out, if not in Game 4, then in Game 5. So they might even have a little break here while they wait for Florida or Boston here. Good for them. They're getting scoring. The power play is cooking. The defense is playing well. Shesterkin looks great. The Rangers, as tough as it is for me to say it, and don't get me wrong, I'm on the Rangers, right? So they're making me money. But as tough as it is for me to say, they look like that team.
Pain for an Islander guy to say it. I love it. All right, let's turn the page here a little bit to West Coast baseball tonight. Now, there's 4 games left, and the first one I'm going to ask you about, I can almost guarantee that you have a ticket on this team, okay? They are the team out west, the Los Angeles Dodgers, going to San Diego. Glasnow's on the hill. You are the guy that bets the favorite late night. Any chance for San Diego tonight? And are you holding a ticket on the Dodgers in your pocket?
The Dodgers look like that team we thought they were going to be, right? It took a little while. But they look like that team again. They're facing Michael King. They've seen him a couple of times. And King really hasn't been all that good with the Padres. Glasnow is your Cy Young Award winner right now in the National League, or close to it. He's been that good. Hey, Dane and I are Yankee fans, man. Glasnow, have fun in Los Angeles. Have fun with National League, buddy. Go as far away as you possibly want to go. I don't want to see you ever again. Well, I take that back. There may be one or two more times I wouldn't mind seeing you. But, yeah, I'd like the Dodgers tonight. I do. Not a big play on the run line, by the way. I think, once again, that's where I'm taking the Dodgers. I'm not going to lay the 178, but I'll take them on the run line minus 110 here. But not a huge play here. They're not my favorite play of the late games.
Hey, let me ask you real quick. We only got about a minute left. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. You and I were big Yankee fans. The Houston Astros, I can't believe how piss poor they have been so far this year, George. Do you expect them to come back? I mean, the Oakland A's are ahead of them in the AL West. Do you expect them to come back and kind of contend, or is this actually Texas's or Seattle's division out west?
I don't know if they're going to be able to contend for the division. That being said, as poorly as they've played, no one's running away with it. Seattle can't hit. Right, they're a bat or two short here, so they have issues there. And Texas has a lot of injuries in the rotation as well, right? Scherzer's been shut down now. DeGrom, Bradford, Eovaldi, they're all hurt. So they've got a ton of injuries there as well. Houston is going to get healthier, right? Javi is back. Urquidy maybe in a couple of weeks, so they're getting healthier here. So, yeah, I think Houston does return to at least wild card prominence here. But I don't think they're out of the division either. Long way to go in this season, boys and girls. Long way to go.
All right, fair enough. The family reunion has continued here on InGame Live Prime Time.
Love it.
We have a final in Indiana. I will discuss that with my consigliere when we come back. But, George, it's great to see you. Hopefully we'll chop it up a few more times before football season. Lots to talk about there as well. Have a good one, George. Dave and I will come back right here on InGame Live Prime Time after this message.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in-game live, prime time on a Friday night. Spitting statistician Dane Martinez and my consigliere Dave Sharapan. Forget about it. And you could forget about the idea of a Knicks sweep in Indiana because we have a final in the Fieldhouse, 111 to 106. The Pacers win this game by 5. The live unders that we were talking about did hit as the total winds up being 217. And because it was close, Dave, like we said, they started milking shot clock, just like we talked about. It was so close that there really wasn't even fouling until inside of a minute. It falls 5. Just to catch us up on some of the other live bets, Tyrese Halliburton finishes 35-7. So we get the over on his assists. We said over 5.5. He got to 7. And then on the Knicks side, DiVincenzo finishes with 35 points, 7 of 11 from beyond the 3-point line. Brunson, though, 26 points, 6 assists. So we get caught by the hook in that one as Indiana gets one in this series. It's a 2-1 Knicks lead, but Indiana does, in fact, get Game 3. The Knicks had a 7-man rotation pretty much. Deuce McBride and Alex Burks, the only bench people really getting any kind of minutes for the Knickerbockers. But we did all right in that game. We hit most of our live bets.
Can I bring you into the risk room with me right now? All right, we just watched that game. We were doing the props.
Sure.
We were sitting here.
Yeah.
What
you
what
ask
is
me what
Indiana
I hang for Game 4?
Well, yeah, let's talk this through because the number falls inside for the dog, right? The Knicks covered the 7.5, whatever it is, but they expended a lot of energy. A lot of guys, or not a lot of guys, played a lot of minutes. Now you keep telling me that's what they've done. They'll have a day off. It'll be Mother's Day on Sunday. Special Mother's Day for you. Special Mother's Day here for me as well. We'll be keeping an eye. We got an early game out west, 12:30 start, 3:30 Eastern. We got about the same number. What do you think?
So, you know how when you and George were just talking and you didn't know if Draisaitl was going to play and how that was a big deal? I need to know about OG Anunoby, Dave. I need to know about OG. I need to know because I do think this idea of how stretched thin the Knicks are is a huge piece of this, right? Like, they did labor down the stretch. Now they're going to have to come back again on a tight turnaround with a short roster. So if I would be far more encouraged and I would hang a different number if I knew OG was going to play, but it was 7.5 tonight. I'd go around the same. If anything, maybe I'd drop it by half a point, showing that this Knicks team, because of the fight that they have, maybe I'd hang 6.5, but I don't think it'd be any less than that.
I think I would go 5.5 or 6. The Knicks gave them everything they could handle, and they didn't have any of those guys. So I would bring it down. The game fell 5. I would bring it just over 5. It'd be either 5.5 or 6 if I was doing it.
So it's funny. You say it would be either 5.5 or 6. I said it'd be about 6.5. We have the number over at our friends at FanDuel. They're hanging the number already for Game 4 of this series, and it is 6 on the number. So, you can talk about us being in the risk room. We might as well just do it ourselves. We should open up our own book because they are, in fact, hanging 6 as the point spread here. Indiana, 110 on both sides, and the total is down as well a little bit to 218 and a half. So that's where we are. We did have this, and we do have now live action in the first quarter between the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think this is, Denver's last best punch, as it were. I think it's going to be Nikola Jokic. What do you think about this game? I think you said you thought the champs become the champs a little bit tonight as well. Is that correct?
I do. I want you to keep an eye on that for the next about 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of real time, because there's an empty net right now in Florida or in Boston. I mean, 4-2.
Okay.
The Panthers
still 4-2
are shooting in an empty net. So the Bruins are going all in to try to get within 1 goal. That puck line sweat is real right now if you've got Florida. The basketball game, I'll ask you this. How does this game need to start? Because Denver has been down. They were down to the Lakers after the first quarter, almost every game. By halftime, they were down in every game they played in the playoffs.
Right.
Okay? Every single game they've played this season in the playoffs, they've been down at halftime. What do the Nuggets have to do to win the first quarter or win the first half?
Score, Dave. That's my answer. And to be quite honest, they don't have to be leading, but I want to see a game. If they're down at halftime, but it's 63-60, that's still a good sign, in my opinion, for the Denver Nuggets, right? Because what's happened in this series so far is that, they've been in Jamal Murray's back pocket. He's been clearly frustrated by the pressure on the perimeter. And then these guys, Minnesota, part of why I like them so much is they just have so many bodies, right? Between Gobert, between Cat, between Naz Reid as well, that they can just wear on Jokic. And it's been the defense. It's been Denver. I think they didn't even get to 100 in one of these games. So if Denver is scoring, then it makes me feel like whether they're winning or not at halftime, they've made the adjustment that they need, and that would give me more confidence in the second half and beyond, even after we're off air. So I think the blueprint is a game to go over. That's why I had the over in my same game parlay. If it is a high-scoring game, less kind of, bring your lunch pail, I think that plays for the Denver Nuggets side, Dave.
Fair. I think that's exactly how you have to think about it, taking that, 30,000-foot view above and watch for that. The Bruins just hit a crossbar. The Bruins just hit a crossbar. They just hit a crossbar. We got 1:37 left. Timeout, Bruins. Draw up one more play off the face-off. See what happens. This is good. I'm glad to see this. I thought Boston would be more like, but NHL playoffs.
But you still like Florida in the series, though. Am I correct about that? You like Florida in the series?
I still like Florida in the series. There's big news about Marchand. If Marchand's hurt, when the captain gets hurt, I've been in those. I remember back in the day when I was going to the games in Pittsburgh, and when Lemieux got hurt, it was almost like the air comes out of the building. It's brutal.
Oh, Dave. You got it. There's an empty net goal. All right, there it is. Okay. So 5-2. There it is.
We're gonna end this thing.
5-2 Florida. 5-2 Florida is where this is going to end. So we're gonna lick our wounds. We're gonna count our wins. We're gonna count our losses. We're gonna come on back on the other side of the break. We'll see how you did there. Edmonton, Vancouver. We can give a final preview, and then we'll be locked in on Minnesota, Denver to take us on home on another edition of In-Game Live Primetime with Dave and Dane on a Friday night. Heyday here on the Grid.
The only one that can punch him in the nose, in my opinion, is the Knicks. Or those Western teams. What did you think when you saw those odds?
In their path, and it's all about the path, right? Number one seed, you should have an easy path. But quite honestly, looking at who they'd have to go through here eventually is kind of laughable. So I get it.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in as we tie a nice, neat little bow on this episode of In-Game Live Primetime. Dane Martinez and my consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You see the look. It's countenance right there, right? And that's because of Goldhorn right there. In the commercial, we had not one empty net goal, but two by the Florida Panthers. And I've got a 6-2 Panther lead right now with, 7 seconds left or something like that. So that's probably going to be the final. We were talking about puck line bets, though. For a lot of this game as well. So Florida covered even that puck line, right, Dave? So it's not all bad.
It's not all bad. No, you can't get them all. I mean, we've had a hell of a night. The Knicks thing was great. That was a lot of fun. And we're going to have a fun hockey game. This is going to be a multi-screen experience the rest of the night. I mean, and then we got a game that hasn't started yet. Usually by the time we get to this part of the night, we got a game.
Okay. It sounds like Draisaitl is not. Is that what you said? Can we say it? Let me know. Okay, so he's not warming up here, right? We talked about, Kurt said that Draisaitl's availability was really going to matter. So let me ask you something, Dave. You've been in these risk rooms. Draisaitl is such an important player. Like, is this line right now with Edmonton minus 142 on the money line, Vancouver coming back at plus 116, is this assuming Draisaitl is out? Or in? Like, are we going to see a major move? Like, how much is a guy like Draisaitl worth? He's one of the top 5 players in the league.
He's only worth to somebody what somebody's willing to come in and bet. If a bad guy wants to come in and take the other side, they'll do it. The number was with him out because we thought he was out, or we thought he could be out. So you have to put the number up to kind of reflect that. I'm still surprised. I thought it would be a little bit lower, but I don't know. I still think Edmonton is the side right now. And I don't know total without Draisaitl. He's such a big part of the power play and everything else.
Right.
I liked over before. I'm going to stick with it. You saw the end of that game just now. Multi-goals scored, empty net. Sure. I'm wearing the Red City Connect. Okay? There's one baseball game that hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
The Reds are going to be needed by every book on planet Earth today, no matter where they are. 8-game losing streak at the Giants. All right. Logan Webb has been pretty damn good. You would know, a fantasy guy. He's been very good. But this Giants team can't be minus 140 something. Can they? This is a Reds play. No,
I think that's true. Reds coming back plus 124, 7 on the number is the total in that one. I told you, I like some of these Reds. I like Ellie De La Cruz. It looks like it's Abbott on the hill for the Reds there. That would be my only concern because I do think Logan Webb is a far better pitcher. But, I can get behind this with you. Reds on the road plus 124.
Okay. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, just for people that may not like playoff basketball or playoff hockey, we're always got to keep people abreast of what's going on with the other stuff. The Mets are losing again to the Braves. I mean, do you want 3.5 with the Mets? They're down 4-1. You can take 3.5 with the Mets. No more scoring for the Braves. That's not a bad play.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. But I'm focused on NBA and NHL. Honestly, if you are truth, your Pittsburgh Pirates are now getting stomped 7-2 as well. I guess
I was trying.
One that's interesting, Texas, Colorado tied at 1 in the top of the 6th. This is in Coors Field. Gomber's still on the hill. Gomber is someone I like to attack. Live total of 6.5. I might go over live total of 6.5, even though there's only 2 runs on the board. This Texas Rangers offense can cook. We're in Colorado. I can see more runs being scored in that one. There's a baseball play for you, Dave.
Texas run line plus money, right? We get a couple money, right now. Do it now. This is the inning to do it because this is when the runs will be scored, especially if he's still in there. How good is Kansas City? How good is Kansas? Kansas City's a fun baseball team with a good start, cheap price. They were dogs yesterday at the Angels.
Yeah.
Minus 120 today. Minus 120 right now on the top of the second.
Cleveland and Minnesota are still the class in that division. No, I'm not buying that. I'm certainly not buying that. And with only 30 seconds left, I'll tell you the live total in Nuggets T-Wolves is now down to 200 on the number. It has gone down 5 points since the start of the game. That is not the blueprint we have been talking about for the Denver Nuggets. We thought if Denver was going to kind of land their big punch, it would be them scoring a little bit more. That is not the case, but it's only early. It's early. It's 11-10, so we'll see what happens there. Dave, it has been an honor and a privilege, my friend, to be back in the saddle with you and to see something, say something syndicate. We'll do it again sometime here on InGame Live Primetime, okay? All right, sounds good. We'll be back. It's better on the grid, all right? Hopefully you cash those bets. We'll see you next time on InGame Live Primetime.